Hey guys, another Friday coming up during Lent season 2015, and if you are observing Lent, you know that you have to eat fish on Friday. So here's another awesome fish recipe. This is called fish tea or fish escabeche. You're watching the Bear Pantry Show.
You can make with just a few items, okay, and you can still have delicious menus and meals that'll satisfy the entire family.
After allowing these few pieces of fish to thaw out, I went ahead and rinsed them off with some distilled white vinegar. Then I was going to use this knife to cut them apart until I remembered that kitchen shears work a whole lot better. Now I'm adding some sea salt and some black pepper, and I'm just going to go ahead and get that worked in. Now it's time to prepare the onion. I've peeled and washed this large onion, and all I'm doing is cutting slices. I'm cutting them thin and thick. I don't need to use the whole onion, so here we are. I'm just going to go ahead and pop these apart. You don't want to dice these up. You don't want to slice them apart. Just leave them whole like ringlets like this, like kind of like you're making onion rings. So pop them all out and then just go ahead and set this aside. Now I'm going to move over to the stove. I've added about 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil to the pan. I'm not even waiting for it to get hot. I'm just going to go ahead and toss the fish in and just allow it to get slightly brown. It's not going to get too brown because we're not using paprika or the ricotta. After about 10 minutes, I'm just adding some water to the pot, about 4 cups thereabouts, because we're making somewhat of a soup. I'm allowing this to cook for about 20 minutes. And then now I'm adding half a cup of distilled white vinegar. You don't want to add any more vinegar than this because you don't want this to be overly tart, okay? Stir it in and then just go ahead and hit it with some salt and some black pepper. And you always want to go ahead and taste any of your pots, but especially the stuff that you're making with fish, because fish has salt that's natural to it and you don't want to ever over salt it. Now it's time to add the onions in, and after putting the whole amount in, we just want to go ahead and cover the pot with the lid, allow it to cook for 5 minutes, and then voila, look, it's ready. You don't want this to be overdone, so shut it off and then serve. As you can imagine, if you don't like onions, you are not going to like this dish, okay? The onions are a very necessary ingredient to the dish, and you cannot puree them and then put them back into the soup. You have to cut them whole like that and punch them out, kind of like when you're doing onion rings, and then just put them to steam for about 5 minutes right towards the end of making the dish. And then you can serve this soup with some corn tortillas, or you can eat it by itself. I like to eat it by itself because I happen to love onions, all right? So this is very tasty, very simple to do. You can absolutely do this after you come in from work, even if you get home like after 5 or so in the evening. Fish doesn't take very long to cook at all. You can use any fish you like. I happen to use that whiting or whatever that fish is because it was convenient, it was frozen, it thaws out pretty quickly, and I can just go ahead and cut it apart with the shears, and pretty much we're up and running. So if you like this dish, please hit the thumbs up. Please share it with your friends and family for me. And until I see you guys again, take care. This is so good. The distilled white vinegar is so tart, and then the onions are so sweet, and then the fish is the bomb. Thank you so much for liking the video and subscribing. Please check out my other 2 channels, the product review channel Bear Pantry Talk, and come have some fun with my family and me over at the vlog channel Babs Bear Talk.